What's up, fam? Today I want to show you a super easy way that you can start living with a food as medicine mindset right now, and that is simply by changing the way you buy spices. Now, spices are some of the most incredible medicines we have staring us right in the face. They are not, I repeat, they are not just there to flavor our food. We definitely want to be incorporating spices into our diet every chance we get. But I'm not going to go into the medicinal benefits of spices today. Rather, I want to show you how you can maximize the medicinal potency of your everyday culinary spices. And all you have to do is, instead of buying powdered spices when you go to the supermarket, is buy whole spices. So, for example, instead of buying ground cumin, you buy whole cumin seeds. Instead of buying ground coriander, you buy whole coriander seeds. Cinnamon is another spice that is so much better freshly ground. And then we are going to grind these spices at home freshly for ourselves. To do this, you will need a coffee/spice grinder or a traditional mortar and pestle, although a grinder is way quicker and super affordable. I'm a herbalist, so my spice grinder gets a really good workout, but even if you aren't a herbalist, spice grinders are such a handy kitchen tool to have around, and I bet you'll find a million ways to use one. Okay, so why are we grinding our own spices? The key thing you need to know is that once a herb or spice is processed into powdered form, it starts to oxidize, and from there begins losing its volatile oils. And these volatile oils are highly medicinal. So if you think about a spice's journey to your plate, the spice is grown, harvested, dried, sent to the factory where it's processed into powder, packaged into bottles, sent to a warehouse, and then perhaps to another, and from there transported, sometimes even internationally, and distributed to supermarkets all around your country, where it then goes to sit on a shelf for God knows how long. So by the time the spice actually makes it into your pantry and onto your plate, it's been declining in vitality that whole time. So the simplest way to maximize the freshness and potency of our spices is to powder them ourselves. Yes, if coriander seeds sit there long enough, they will begin to decline in potency, but nowhere near as fast as a powdered spice. You see, when a herbal spice is powdered, we are shattering the cell walls of the plant into a zillion particles, exposing a much greater surface area to air, and with air begins the process of oxidation. So by keeping a spice in its whole form, and therefore keeping its cellular walls intact, it has a natural barrier against the oxidation process and deteriorates at a much slower rate. Now, food companies do their best to keep air out of food during the packaging process. That's why they use seals and vacuum seals on fresh products. But time will eventually overtake that safety measure, and then once you unseal your new spice purchase at home and expose it to air, it just goes downhill from there. So when presented with the option of powdered or whole spices, choosing whole spices is the lesser of two evils, so to speak. And once you start grinding your own spices, you will see exactly what I mean. Freshly ground whole spices emit a fragrance and aroma that simply cannot be compared to a powdered spice that has been sitting in your cupboard for months. So now I want to show you just how quick and easy it is to grind your own spices. And there you have it. It literally took just a few seconds. And my God, the fragrance, the aroma, the vitality is absolutely intoxicating. And of course, this means more flavor for our cooking. And so now I challenge you to put this to the test for yourself. 1 week, try cooking a recipe with normal powdered spices. And then next week, cook it again with spices you have freshly ground yourself. I can pretty much guarantee that the meal that you cook with the freshly ground spices is going to taste way more alive, vibrant, and flavorful. And I can hear some of you now saying, I don't got time to be grinding my own spices every day. Grabbing the powdered spice is just way easier. And okay, I hear you, but also hear me out. If you don't want to grind each time you cook with spices, all you need to do is set aside 10 minutes once a week or once a month to grind up a small supply of your favorite spices, which you can then label and store in a jar or Tupperware container to use throughout the week or month. Because the simple fact is, grinding up your own spices just once a month is still going to give you more flavor, more freshness, and more medicinal potency than the powdered spices that have been sitting in your cupboard for a year or more. And another handy thing you can do is when you finish a spice jar, don't throw it out. Save them to store your freshly ground spices. And the cool thing is they already have the labels for you ready to go.
How easy is that?
So if you already have a coffee or spice grinder, give it a try. It's literally one of the easiest ways you can incorporate food as medicine philosophy into your life and feel really excited and empowered about taking your health and vitality into your own hands through the food that you eat. It's little differences like these that help us feel more connected to our food and give us a greater sense of the wonderful nutrition we're receiving every time we eat. So thanks for watching, fam. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Spices rule.